woke up to an email from my former boss asking me to work for the company again. 10 interviews, 10 jobs, 10 years. That's what it took me to finally realize that my worth was not tied to how much money I earned, or my achievements, or even my productivity. It's crazy that even a six-figure salary wasn't making me feel fulfilled. For a long time, I felt it was my job to make everybody happy: my family, my friends, my boss, and my clients. The list goes on, and I was at the end of that list. There were times when I made myself small to make way for those who wanted to show me they were bigger and bolder than me. I thought I was being humble, but I was being harsh and unfair to myself. I worked so hard just to get into the top industry and be part of the most important roles in a company. But I was frequently getting sick and somehow ran out of time for the things that made me feel alive. I realized that all of those interview questions were a big wake-up call. How do I really see myself in 5 to 10 years? What are my strengths and weaknesses? How much am I really asking for? Hi everyone, I'm Iso, and it's very nice to meet you guys. I think this is the very first time that I'm going to do something that's not a voiceover. I just wanted to show a very quick tutorial on how I do my makeup when I do like work interviews or have new opportunities and I have to submit a video of myself. So I like to prep my skin the night before so it's very plump and smooth and easy to work with. First, I want it to be as natural as possible. Start with a very thin base. So I like to use like a skin tint, not necessarily a concealer. I find that a bit thick for me. So I also try to stay away from foundation just because I want my skin to be seen. It doesn't have to be really perfect, but I just want to even out my skin tone. That is my goal while doing my base. So as I'm doing my makeup, sometimes I review some notes in my head. Like for example, I like to research about the organization that I will be joining or the person that who reached out to me, who I will be helping. Since I also do some consulting, so I like to be familiarized with whatever it is that I'm gonna get myself into. Okay, once I've evened out my skin tone, usually I just stop with that. But since for today I have some dots, I wanna have them disappear, so I need to dab some concealer and just let it sit for a bit, let it marinate while I do my eyebrows. So I like to do my eyebrows next. So I just line them. I just follow my natural eyebrows because I don't want any harsh lines. I usually like my eyebrows very fluffy and defined, but for work interviews or work meetings, anything work related, I like to have them very neat and very natural looking so that my face just looks clean and put together. And then just a little bit, then I like to brush it out. And then next I am going to already blend the okay, I'm happy with my base. So where do you guys work and what kind of work do you do? The reason why I ask is the kind of makeup you would do for a specific interview would depend actually on how you want to present yourself. So me, I usually do client facing and marketing and sales. So I really, really, really need to look presentable. I also like to do these types of makeup different than my everyday day-to-day makeup because I would usually go for fresh, natural makeup. This one is still natural, but I like to make myself look more confident and more empowered with the makeup, if that makes sense. I like to put the blush over here. So I'm kind of using a mauve color this time. Usually I would use corals or like bright reds to stay very fresh and youthful, but this time I want to look a little bit serious. Is that the term? I want to look a little mature. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. So I'm kind of going for a little less playful, more mature look, but still fresh. So that is what I want to achieve in this makeup that I'm doing. So this is not going to be a really full coverage, thick, well put together look. As you can see, my skin is still very visible because that's how I want my makeup to look like. I don't want it perfect. I just want it fresh, and I think I need to put a little bit more. So I find it's better if I put less and then just add on if I want more, so it's easier to apply. Okay, there. Now you can see it. Okay. And then I always just like to use my fingers when doing my makeup because it's easier to control the product, and I think that it blends smoothly. There you go. It's a little bit more than what I wanted, but that's okay because we're gonna put a little bit of powder after. Okay. I wanted to film this with better skin, but this week I think is not a very good skin week for me. I have been breaking out, so it is what it is. Just put some powder underneath. The side of my nose and The reason why I just want a very plain base like this is my eyes and my lip color will make all the difference. So let's just trust the process. I'm now gonna line my eyes with if you have Asian eyes like me, like hooded, can you see that? I found it best that if you just line your eyes from the middle and then create a really small wing at the end, it makes a difference. It's not that noticeable, but it really makes a big difference in opening up your eye. And then I always make sure to curl my lashes. Okay. The other side. Okay. Now I found the best way to keep my curls up is not to put mascara right away. I don't know and I can't explain why, but I think that is the way I would do it. Before I would put powder before putting mascara, but since I'm using the Heroin mascara, I don't need to do that anymore. But I just like to leave it out curled a bit before putting the mascara on. Okay, so while I'm doing that, I'm just gonna put back some features that I have maybe powdered out. If you guys are bothered with the marks that I have, that's really just how I'm gonna leave it, because that's all I can do with my skin right now. So I'm gonna use highlighter and put it in the inner corner. My eye, my brow bone, in the center of my nose, my cheeks, and then I put contour right here. And then at the bottom of my nose. This side of my cheeks. Okay. The darkest shade in my neutral collection. So it's kind of a hit and miss. You have to try a little bit of times which shade would suit you best. So if you have warm or olive skin like I do, it's best that you work with warm browns and warm pinks. And then I go for my mascara. I hold it ever so lightly because I just want a thin coat not clumpy. There. So I really love like a barely there makeup look. I wouldn't say no makeup look because it looks like I do have makeup. It looks like I put some effort into the meeting, made my brows, made my eyelashes, put on some blush, put some lipstick, but it doesn't look like I just covered myself with makeup, if that makes sense. So it looks put together but effortlessly. So that's the look I am going for. Sometimes I like to brush my eyebrows up. Sometimes I don't. So usually I have eyelash clusters or extensions on, so it depends on when I have them or not. I can make this look more intense or just like this, but this would be like my basic look. I would just add up, like make the lip color bolder if I want to appear more assertive. Some more eyelashes if I want to look more mature, if I'm meeting with someone who's really like a senior than me. And sometimes I would also add glasses. So hold on, let me get. Okay, so if I just want to look more technical, more knowledgeable about the things I want to talk about, then I put this glasses on. There. Good luck. In 5 to 10 years, I see myself working for my goals. My strength and weakness is that I give my 100% all the time. But now I keep in mind that it's easier to pour into other cups when mine's filled too. Keep going.